What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days, and there are a lot of stories that we have discussed and of course talk about, and I'll give you guys my opinion, of course. Firstly, is on the return of Lionel Messi. It will not be happening this summer. He has verbally agreed to stay with PSG until the summer of 2024. But the question is, will Messi end up returning to Barcelona in general, whether it's 2024, 2025? Will he join back Barcelona before he retires? But the main priority for Barcelona, of course, in the upcoming transfer windows, the summer and January, is to reinforce the pivot position. We have some big news. Apparently, Zubimendi now's option has been ruled out due to the fee, and now Barcelona are only left with a few options in Gundogan, Kante, and also Ruben, Neves. The question now is, which one will Barcelona go full force for to end up signing, to end up replacing the most likely outgoing Sergio Busquets? Now, with Barcelona having a lack of funds, we are going to be prioritizing again the free agent market, and the main candidate in that free agent category for Barcelona is Youssoufa Moukoko. The club desperately want to sign him to replace the most likely outgoing Memphis Depay this summer, and to have him competition and also a already made replacement for Lewandowski when he ends up leaving Barcelona in the next 1 or 2 years. Mateu Alemany is working on his signing. They want to actually bring him in this January, but FFP said no, the financial margin, there wasn't enough for us to bring him in this January. But now the question is, will Moukoko renew with Dortmund? If he does not, Barcelona could be leading the race for his free agent signing. But the question now is, will Borussia Dortmund renew him? Because they do have a deadline to renew his contract by, I think, middle of January. So if it's not done by then, it's open season for any other club. We do have some contract renewal updates on Marcos Alonso, Lamine Yamal, Sergio, Busquets, who could renew his contract for 6 months apparently. We'll update on Lewandowski's match event, of course, in La Liga. But we do have a big topic on the Barcelona captaincy. Now, as we all know, Busquets will be leaving the club this summer most likely. Roberto will most likely leave the club this summer. Pique has already left. So Barcelona do need 3 more captains. But in 2023, in the summer, into the new season, there's a very, very high chance that Jordi Alba will be the first team captain of the club. We do have some big updates about the captain's armband. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market. They have fantastic qualities at fantastic prices. I ordered some the other day, and I got the treble winning jersey for Barcelona in the 14-15 season. The quality is absolutely unreal at a fantastic price. Look at the badge on the jersey. It is fantastic. You have the Nike logo as well, looking brilliant. It has the right tags, the right size, the right material, and it's at a fantastic price. And on their website, they do have the new Barcelona kit for this season with the Spotify logo. You can pick what badge you want on the sleeve, La Liga, Champions League. You can pick whatever number you want, whatever name you want on the back as well. And again, the material is absolutely unreal. Here I have the 2007 Champions League kit for Barcelona. As you can see, it has the UNICEF logo, the Nike, the Barcelona badge with the Camp Nou name around it. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout, 15% off, and all orders over $80 get free shipping as well. So go down below, top link in the description, and get your new football kit today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. Now, first we're going to be discussing the future of Leo Messi, which of course, as you all probably know by now, there is a big report coming out. Well, actually broke, I think, from L'Equipe, but then Fabrizio Romano came out confirming it, saying that PSG do have a verbal agreement with Messi to extend his contract, but no decision yet on the length of contract. It will be decided in a new meeting very soon. So essentially, and everyone else came out confirming this, you know, Relevo, everyone in Spain, Sport, on the Theru, everyone came out saying it. So theoretically, on paper, Messi has agreed with PSG, saying that, look, I will stay. Let's now talk about the numbers. If we reach that agreement, I'll sign the paper. So technically, so far on paper, nothing is signed quite yet. Now, Gerard Pique came out saying that some of the information coming out at the moment is that Messi has not made any decision till now. Now, there are reports saying that Laporta is going to call Messi, blah, 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 convince him not to sign with PSG. He's going to stay with PSG. That's the reality. So this summer, he will not be coming back to Barcelona, which, to be honest, I'm okay with. And thankfully, there's rumors coming out now that we don't have, 4 months of suffering and just rumors left, right, and center. It's come out now, which I think is a positive in some sense, but I think in the future, you still can't rule out that return. I think in 2024, Messi will still probably have 1 or 2 years left at the top. He can definitely finish it off in Barcelona. I think right now his focus is with PSG. He wants to win the Champions League. Of course, he wants to have 5 Champions Leagues. He ain't going to do that at Barcelona, not only because we're not good enough, but also we're in the freaking Europa League. So can't blame whatsoever, but I think Messi's return in the future is still likely, but at the moment for this summer 2023, it is very, 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 very unlikely. Now, over the next few transfer windows, one of the main priorities for Barcelona is to be to reinforce the midfield, more specifically the pivot position, CDM. Now, we do have a huge report coming in from Roberto from Renewal, who's very, very reliable. He's come out with the big bombshell. He's come out saying the signing of Martin Zubimendi is getting complicated. Real Sociedad are asking for a 60 million euro release clause in one full single payment. The option of Ruben Neves is now getting stronger, while Barcelona are also keeping tabs on N'Golo Kante, but with the option of Ilkay Gundogan discarded. So the club wants Zubimendi, they can't afford him, and also they cannot afford to make all that entire payment in one go. They need installments. I think there's a report that came out, I think from Mundo Deportivo, saying that since Joan Laporta came in, all the transfers that he's done have all been in installments. Kante, Lewandowski, Rafinha, whatever the case may be. So we cannot pay the full fee up front, and that's what the Real Sociedad are asking for. Yes, you can, agree to pay the release clause and do it in installments. Yes, but Real Sociedad are saying no. Now, we did talk about Ruben Neves a few weeks ago, saying that Wolves have agreed to, accept the payment in installments. I think 25 million in January, then like 15 in the summer, then 15 next summer, something crazy like that. So that will not be a problem. And of course, N'Golo Kante is going to be a free agent. I don't understand it with Ruben Neves. He is not a pivot. He is a box-to-box. He's a Frenkie de Jong type profile, but in a sense that he cannot play the pivot position alone. He is not a Barcelona pivot. Yeah, he can play a double pivot, which is, fine with that. But as a single pivot, he cannot do it. He is not the player that we need. And same for N'Golo Kante. I think N'Golo Kante fits that Frenkie de Jong profile where, yes, he can do a job there, but can he do it week in, week out on a consistent basis, and that being his primary role? I have big doubts. We'll wait and see on this. To be honest, I have N'Golo Kante and Neves. I'd rather go for Kante simply on the fact that he's free. If he doesn't work out, let him go, whatever. I get it's a big risk, injuries, all that sort of stuff, but I don't want to spend 60 million in installments on Ruben Neves, who I know for a fact will not work out. So we'll wait and see. Hopefully with Kante being free, it will give him that bit of an edge. But as of right now, the club do dream of Zubimendi. He is the dream target, but they cannot pay the fee right now. So now it's down to Ruben Neves and N'Golo Kante. Neves will also accept installments, so that deal can get done. And N'Golo Kante, of course, will be a free agent. But there is a midfielder who Barcelona did really want to sign last summer, but will no longer do so. And that is Bernardo Silva. Now, Sport came out saying that at the moment, Barcelona sporting area is no longer considering the arrival of Bernardo Silva. The high price demanded by Man City to sell Bernardo Silva caused Barcelona to consider new market objectives. And also, Alfredo Martinez from Sport came out saying that Barcelona have now ruled out the signing of Bernardo Silva. They would not return to sign him this upcoming summer. Now, when this first came out, I'm like, ooh, that means we can maybe go for Messi, because the whole point was that, we could only afford one wage of Bernardo Silva or Messi. The club wanted both. So you had to decide. So I was hoping with this, we could push for Messi a little bit, but obviously we cannot. And honestly, to be honest, Bernardo Silva is like a luxury shining. He's like the icing on the cake. We need other players right now. We need a right back. We need a pivot. We may need another forward as well with the departure of Memphis Depay, which we'll talk about, of course, later on in the video. So I think there's other priorities. Like Bernardo Silva is when you have, a team ready to go, fully, stocked up. He's like the cherry on top, the icing on the cake. So I'm okay with this, but we'll wait and see what Barcelona do in the midfield right now. But again, at the current moment, the main two priorities are Ruben Neves and N'Golo Kante. Now, along with the midfield, another priority for Barcelona this up and coming few transfer windows will be to reinforce the defense. More specifically, you could say in the right back position. Now, Javi Miguel from AES has come out saying that Benjamin Pavard is gaining momentum to reinforce Barcelona's right back position. Bayern are already looking to sign his replacement, but the player finishes his contract in 2024 but wants to leave the German club this summer. Now, according to Bild in Germany, who are of course very, very reliable, they're saying that Pavard will be available for around 15 to 20 million euros this summer, as he told Bayern Munich he doesn't want to renew his contract. He wants a new challenge, so they will most likely let him leave. He fits the profile that Xavi wants. I don't know why Xavi wants, makeshift right back who can also play at center back and is very versatile. He does not want a pure right back, which maybe because it's not one available in the market right now, which I understand, but I'm still on the fence here with Pavard. I think, based on what's available, I would take him. Yes, you're looking at Juan Foyth. He'll cost him, 40 million euros. The low is going to be expensive. He just renewed his contract 1 year automatically with Manchester United. I forget the other options. I think Pavard is next in line, to be honest. So for the price, and if especially Bayern Munich accept installments, I can see why the club would do it. But for me, it's down to Xavi. Does he want him? Can he use him? Can he, improve him? And is he the player that fits what he wants? Does he want, right back, like play center back, that way they can shift in the back three in game or whatever the case may be. We'll wait and see, but right now still too early days to figure out if Pavard is actually the number one target for Barcelona in the right back position, but no doubt he is an option. Now, position for Barcelona that isn't the priority at the moment, but it could be later on. We're looking at in the summer transfer window is going to be, of course, the forward position. Of course, we did have one spot to play with. We were looking at Endrick, we're looking at Messi, both fell through, but now a new option has come up, and that is Youssoufa Moukoko, and this is coming in from Gerard Romero. He's come out saying that Barcelona wanted to sign Youssoufa Moukoko this January transfer window, and they even consulted this with the league about the signing, but La Liga, FFP, all that crap refused it as there's no fair play margin to register him. The signing remains open for the summer as a player becomes free by then. With Barcelona having a lack of budget in the sense they can only really afford one player, whether it's going to be a pivot or a right back, they're going to be heavily looking at that free agent market, and Moukoko is definitely one of the top free agents available this summer. Now, according to reports, and a build again from Germany, they've said that Dortmund have offered Moukoko a 6 million euro per year salary, which he rejected. Now, 6 million per year is around 100k per week, which I think currently Dembele, Rafinha, Kunde, all these new signs that we've made are currently earning. The fact that he rejected that at Dortmund tells me that he wants more money, but will he sacrifice that to come to Barcelona plus a little sign-on bonus? I don't know. But with the club looking at an attacker, you're looking at Memphis' future, he's going to be a free agent, he's probably going to leave. Imagine Moukoko as a backup or, competition for Lewandowski. And plus, you'll have a striker for the future. He's so good as well. He can definitely, learn a year or two under Lewandowski, then become the main talisman. This would be a brilliant signing, but the problem is two things. One, staying at Dortmund is better for your career. Let's be honest, he'll play week in, week out. Of course, he'll go to Barcelona, he'll play, but he's going to be back for Lewandowski for at least 1 or 2 years. Secondly, there is competition. A lot of top clubs want him because he's the next big striker coming through. He's like, it was Neymar, and then, Rodrigo, Vinicius, blah, 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 Haaland, then it's now Moukoko. So we'll wait and see. Definitely Barcelona are in the talks with Moukoko. They're in the race as well. The question now is, will he leave Dortmund or not? We are hearing that if he does not sign a contract renewal by the end of January, he will listen to other offers. Apparently Moukoko wants to stay at Dortmund, which again, you can't blame him, but he wants the contract renewal to happen right now. If it does not happen, I would say by middle of January, Barcelona can sweep in saying here's a pre-contract agreement, sign it right now, stay with Dortmund, and come with us in the summer. This could be a real option, so we'll have to wait and see. But again, Moukoko is on the agenda for Barcelona. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Really, no one has been rumored to leave, but of course, the main candidate has always been Memphis Depay, and there are big reports coming out about him over the past few days. Firstly, Roger from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Newcastle have submitted a 20 million euro offer to Barcelona for Memphis. Now, if that was real, let me rephrase that. If that was true, which is not, Rondo has already came out denying that, saying that Newcastle have not made an approach, they've not made a bid. Okay, if we receive any bid for Memphis Depay in any way, shape, or form above 5 million, you take it, because he's gonna walk in the summer or he's gonna walk in January for free. We still don't know what's gonna happen, but any sort of money for Memphis, you take it. But that's not the case, of course, because other clubs are not that dumb. Now, Victor Navarro from Copa has come out saying that Memphis has offers to leave in January, but Barcelona assumed that Memphis wants to exist his current contract and leave for free in the summer. And I think also Marca have come out confirming this as well. They're saying that, look, there are clubs that want Memphis, whether they're the clubs that Memphis want to go to, quite unclear. There's no top European club you could say Champions League club that desperately want Memphis. Maybe they will be interested in him, but that's why he's going to be a free agent in the summer. So the club think right now he either leaves for free in January or leaves for free in the summer. I think Memphis right now is looking at the summer. He wants to leave for free, get a sign-on bonus, also join any club that he wants, which makes sense. So I'm hoping he does stay until the summer, because again, him going in January makes no sense. We got to replace him. If we can't replace him, we're going to be lacking up front. Lewandowski gets injured, Ferran gets a red card, you're down on 2 attackers, and it just nullifies your season and just weakens you for no reason. So I'm hoping we keep Depay until the summer, then hopefully replace him with Moukoko. That would be an upgrade in my opinion. So we'll see on Memphis, but again, until that January transfer window shuts, anything can happen with Depay's future. Now, another player's contract that also expires this summer 2023, and he'll most likely leave as a free agent, is Hector Bellerin. But alongside Memphis Depay, there were rumors about him leaving in January, Premier League clubs, Roma, all that sort of stuff. And that's not all shut down. Again, similar to Memphis Depay, it weakens you for no reason, and the club now had decided to keep Hector Bellerin at least until the summer. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona trusts Hector Bellerin. Xavi and the sports management understand that the right back deserves a second chance, and they're not considering leaving him in the winter transfer market, despite the interest of various clubs. So again, Bellerin will not be leaving. More and more, I'm thinking that we're going to do nothing in January, in the sense that no one's going to leave the squad and no one's going to come in. I think it'll all be internal stuff, contract renewals, salary reductions, all that sort of stuff, which we'll talk about, of course, in the next few minutes. But again, 100% agree with this. Unless the club comes in and bids actual money, like 5 million, 10 million, I won't listen to it. Because you know what? Squad depth is so important. Again, Thursday, Sunday, week in, week out. You need to have the right depth. You have to have players ready. And of course, competition is very, very important. That way, players cannot mess up and think, oh, I got no one backing me up. I can make a mistake. I'll be all good. You have to have competition. You have to have squad depth in order to compete for everything we want to compete for this season. So I 100% agree with this decision. But again, Bellerin's future is still in doubt after the summer. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, contract renewal update. I'm not a first team member, but one of the members of Juvenile A, and will be in the first team in January for that Copa del Rey game against Intercity. Lamine Yamal, one of the up-and-coming gems coming out of La Masia. His contract renewal for Barcelona is one of the priorities, and Victor Navarro from COPE came out saying that Lamine Yamal's renewal is an absolute priority for Barcelona. They trust that a good relationship with Eva de la Peña, his agent, of course, will help a lot with the renewal. And Alfredo Martinez from Sport came out saying that Lamine Yamal's contract renewal is a priority for Barcelona. They have a very good harmony, of course, with his agent Eva de la Peña, who's the same agent, I believe, as Pablo Gabe. The intention is to seal the renewal before the season ends and then do preseason with the first team. Apparently, he's going to be the next big thing out of La Masia. We're hearing that Xavi may trust him and give him some minutes in the Copa del Rey against Intercity first week of January. So he's a big gem. We'll wait and see how he does, how he breaks into Barcelona B, breaks into the first team. But as of his current moment, he will be staying with Juvenile A and in the Barcelona B, hemisphere, you could say. But big gem coming out of La Masia. Yamal has a big future ahead of him, and maybe that's why Barcelona didn't want to sign Endrick, because they have already a big talent coming through the system in La Masia. So we'll wait and see on Yamal's future, but again, expect to see him in the Copa del Rey game in January against Intercity, and also his renewal is still a big priority for the club. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Marcos Alonso. Probably didn't want to hear that, but it's going to happen. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Marcos Alonso's contract renewal is very advanced. Only some details are left to be polished. It is expected to be a 2-year extension. Barcelona and Xavi are satisfied with his performances and his adaptation to the club. This is always going to happen, right? We knew that Alonso always signed a 1-year deal to help with FFP, fair play, margin, all that stuff. And he was going to be pretty much guaranteed a 2-year extension unless he was absolutely catastrophic. Has he been catastrophic? Not really. Maybe at left back he has been, but at center back, you gotta give credit where it's due. He's been decent. I mean, not super good or great, but just above average. He's been decent, let's be honest. So he will get that contract extension. I think he'll be on the same money. I doubt there'll be any pay rise any way, shape, or form in that sense, but Alonso will be staying for 2 more years. Unlike Bellerin in Memphis, he is set to renew his contract with Barcelona. And the final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of the first team captain of the first team and the club, Sergio Busquets. 99% he's going to leave Barcelona this summer. I mean, sky is blue, grass is green, but apparently we're going to offer him a 6-month renewal. I don't get it. Alfredo Martinez came out saying that Barcelona want to meet up with Sergio Busquets as soon as possible. Everything at the moment is open. He could leave now in the summer or renew for 6 months and then leave in December 2023. It will depend on the player, but Xavi no doubt wants him to stay. That's pretty obvious. Now also, Relevo have come out confirming this as well, saying a third way opens with Busquets. Barcelona is considering renewing him for 6 months until December 2023. Now this makes no sense. I don't like, if we had like a World Cup like we did, this December, it makes sense. You have a little break, you let him go, farewell, all that stuff, but saying until December 2023 makes no sense, first of all. Second of all, I think the possibility of Busquets leaving now is still on the table. Not very, very unlikely, but still on the table, because Joan Laporta did an interview with Barca TV, and he was saying that, yeah, Busquets, we don't know what's going to happen. He could leave now. Hopefully he does not leave now. We're going to talk to him, blah, blah, blah. So Busquets leaving now is on the table, I would say, but still very unlikely. I think 99% he's going to leave in the summer. He'll go to Inter Miami. We'll give him a proper send-off at the Camp Nou in, end of May or beginning of June, actually, because that's when the season ends because of World Cup. But you know what I mean. I cannot see him leaving in January. I cannot see him renewing him, and especially renewing him for 6 months. I mean, where's the benefit of that? Like, you get a replacement in the summer, he's going to have to leave. If you get a replacement next winter, it just longevity and just nullifies it completely. It makes no sense in my opinion, but apparently the club are considering it. We'll wait and see with Busi, but again, very, very likely in my opinion, he will leave this summer. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. Now, one of the big stories that have come out around Barcelona has been the fact that Frenkie de Jong is now considered an untouchable player from the club. We're going to discuss this and also the possibility of a salary reduction with Frenkie de Jong and also Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Now, Victor Navarro from Copa has come out saying that Frenkie de Jong is an untouchable player for Joan Laporta. He is considered as a key piece of the midfield future. They see him among the best in the world in his position. And then Juan Martí from Relevo came out with an extensive report about the topic of salary reduction for him, ter Stegen, also on the fact that Frenkie de Jong is untouchable. He came out saying that Frenkie de Jong is now considered as a key player by Barcelona. He is still upset by the club's attempt media pressure in the summer to try and persuade him to leave or reduce his salary. However, he still wants to succeed at his dream club. In desperate move to gain FFP last summer, Barcelona urged de Jong and ter Stegen to reduce their salaries. However, their strategy of using the media to convey this message did not go down well. Now the club wants to do things the right way. Barcelona now want to respect the contracts which have been given to Frenkie de Jong and ter Stegen that were signed under Bartomeu. They consider the players must take the initiative and help the club and will no longer ask them to reduce their salaries. Barcelona now have no intention of taking de Jong and ter Stegen's contract, which of course is signed by Bartomeu, to court either. That was nothing but a desperate move to try and get them to review the conditions in their contracts. Joan Laporta, this is how you can tell the man was desperate. Barcelona now consider de Jong as a strategic player as he's young, talented, and versatile. He loves the club as well, and that's also valued. Busquets being close to leaving also makes de Jong a key player. Many teams like Liverpool or United are interested in de Jong, but will only reassess the situation next summer. But Barcelona was and is his dream club, but he has not forgotten how he was treated, and Barcelona's relationship with his agent, of course, what's his agent's name again? I forget. Anyways, it's not that great either. But in the case of Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Barcelona value his sporting and personal figure. Relationship with him is very good. If when it comes to it, he ratifies his contract with Barcelona, will appreciate it, but they will not pressure him at all to do so. Long story short, the club were desperate last summer. They couldn't, activate any more economic levers. They still had to register Kunde, blah, blah, blah. So they put in the media that, Frenkie de Jong and ter Stegen's contracts are illegal. Bartomeu put all this, then did this, so they have to, reduce their salary and do a new contract, or else we're taking them to court. So that was all pressure from the club to get some actions to, get them to the negotiation table, wherever the case may be. But fair play to both players, it did not work. They, I guess, have very good agents and very good lawyers. Can't blame them. I think, again, Frenkie de Jong being on 400,000 euros per week is ridiculous. I think ter Stegen's right now on 250, 300,000. That should be way lower, let's be honest. I think 250, you can get away with ter Stegen. I think 300 is way too much for him. I think he's at 200,000 a week. I think Frenkie de Jong is as well, but you could give him 250 because he is, the best, one of the few best in the world in his position. Same with ter Stegen, as I guess you could say that as well. But that's not the case. Frenkie de Jong is not considered untouchable, which I think for me is very, very important because he is a world-class player. If we can't get a pivot replacement, Ruben, Neves, and Kante, Zubimendi, Frenkie de Jong is the best we've got internally, so that's going to be very, very important. Of course, ter Stegen will be the goalkeeper for Barcelona for the next few years as well, so it sucks because I think they're still on a lot of money, but I think keeping these two players for Barcelona is very, very important. And you know what, it shows how desperate the club were last summer. At the end of the day, the club, the board, Joan Laporta, Mateu Alemany, Rafael Use, Jordi Cruyff paid money out of their own pockets to register Jules Koundé and that cannot be ignored. That's how this situation was at Barcelona, and all because of the last president, Barto Kun. So it is what it is, but for me now, Frenkie de Jong being considered an untouchable player is very, very important for the club's future, and of course, Ter Stegen was always an untouchable player as well, unless, ridiculous offer came in, it ain't going to be considered, but that's the case closed now for their salary reduction. They will be staying on their current contracts, of course, until they need a contract renewal, then that's when the salary reduction will be considered. But yeah, Frenkie de Jong, now considered an untouchable player, and also alongside Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Now, one of the big talking points around Barcelona over the past few days has been about the captain's armband. As we all know, Gerard Pique has left, and that has now left a vacancy as one of the captains for Barcelona. Of course, Busquets number 1, Roberto now moves from 3 to 2, and then Jordi Alba moves from 4th to 3rd. We now need a new 4th captain for the club, and Juan Laporta from Renewal has come out saying the decision of Barcelona's team is to maintain the current situation with the 3 captains, reduced to 3 to Busquets, Roberto, and Alba after the departure of Pique until the summer. Ter Stegen, Lewandowski, and Araujo are the main names being discussed for the armband. So apparently, until this summer, we will continue with only 3 captains: Busquets, Roberto, and Jordi Alba. We will not be giving a 4th captain this season, but of course, next summer, when you could say Busquets will be gone, Roberto, a whole revamp will be happening for the armband. Now, of course, Ter Stegen, for me, 1000% is going to get it. I have no doubt about it. I'll bet my whole entire mortgage, my whole entire bank account on that. Lewandowski for me still does not make sense. He cannot speak Spanish fluently or Catalonia fluently. He's been at the club for only a year. I still don't get that. Just because he's a big player, you think that means he deserves the armband? Not in my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. But the big talking point, of course, Roberto, his contract expires this summer. He could leave, probably will leave. Busquets probably will leave. That will make Jordi Alba the first team captain for Barcelona, and apparently that's going to stay that way. Juan Martí and Alberto Rowe from Relivo came out saying that Barcelona are happy with Jordi Alba's recent performances, and he's likely to fulfill his contract with the club until 2024, which means that this summer, Jordi Alba will become the first captain of the club if, of course, Busquets and Sergio Roberto end up leaving. 2024, never would I have guessed that Jordi Alba will be the first team captain of the club. I mean, bloody hell. The standards are freaking... Honestly, I'll make Ter Stegen number 1, bring down Jordi Alba to number 2, but that's the pecking order. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Imagine we're back on top, walking out to a Champions League final or Copa del Rey final or Clasico title race cannot be closer. And freaking Jordi Alba think of the team. We'll see in the documentary. This man is crying in that documentary, A New Era, that comes out, I think, on Wednesday. 1 tear and he's finished. I'll tell you that right now. So we'll wait and see. Again, I think the captains, the new ones coming in, Ter Stegen, I think will be there. I think Ousmane Dembele will be considered. I think Araujo will be there as well. Pedri, maybe Frenkie de Jong. You know what? I think Frenkie de Jong should be considered ahead of Lewandowski. I really do. I think de Jong's been there longer. He speaks the language fluently. So I'd rather take de Jong over Lewandowski because Lewandowski has no longevity with it. But we'll wait and see. But there is a very, very high chance that Jordi Alba will be the first team captain in 2024. Now, of course, one of the big underlying issues at Barcelona currently is that the club, technically on paper, is still broke, and we still need to find a lot of revenue to come in order to balance the books for Barcelona. And of course, they will make signings this January and also this summer very, very difficult, to the point that we've again been reduced to the 1-3 rule in La Liga. This is coming in from Fernando Polo from Deportivo. He's come out saying that Barcelona are currently exceeding La Liga's FFP by 30 million euros and are now back under the 1-3 rule, which means that for every, I don't know, 100 million we spend, 100 million we earn, we can only spend a third of that, which I believe is 33 million. So it's freaking ridiculous. Pique's retirement and the agreement with the white bid have helped somewhat, but not enough as of now, and the UCL exit has resulted in a loss of around 27 million euros. So you could say on paper, going to the UCL has pretty much bit us right in the arse, but we're in the situation. Let's look at some positive. Of course, Barcelona do have some ways to be making some money. One of them, of course, is going to be the sleeve sponsor, which again we still don't have right now. But Rack Ona coming out saying that Barcelona have now ruled out the cryptocurrency platform Nexton as a sleeve sponsor, and the club is working on 2 alternatives. One of them is very advanced and could be closed soon. The fact that we don't have a sleeve sponsor right now is ludicrous. It should have been done in August. Again, the club want to look for the right deal, right marketing, right catch. I understand that, but dwelling on a sleeve sponsor like this is ridiculous, and also especially when you need the cash right now this second. Another way that we're going to earn some money, of course, is going to be through the new stadium. But at the moment, the new stadium is costing us some money. Now the work, of course, we're going to be moving from the Camp Nou to the Mojica Stadium, the Olympic Stadium in Catalonia for 1 year, and that needed renovation, and we had to pay a price for that. Victor Novara from Cope came out saying the work at the Mojica Stadium has started to prepare for the rival Barcelona next season. The cleaning and construction will cost around 20 million euros. So of course, in the longevity of it, it makes sense. We're going to be earning so much money from the new Camp Nou. Of course, it's going to cost about 1 billion. We're not going to add another 20 million on top to make the Mojica Stadium playable enough for the current Barcelona team to go out there and play, and also for the fans as well to have a good service. And again, the fans busting down all the time it's going to be ridiculous as well. So wait and see how the stadium experience will fold out for us. But of course, with Espai Barca, we're going to be having so much revenue coming in. Of course, it will come at a price as well. But the club are already working on deals that they want to do when they do have the new stadium, and one of them being hosting NFL games. Raccoon have come out saying that Barcelona and the NFL have advanced negotiation for the Camp Nou to host some official American football games once the construction works are completed within the next 2 or 3 seasons. So of course, we saw that Tottenham in their new stadium, they host NFL games. Of course, they can flip their grass into NFL pitches, bring them over, they earn all the revenue and stuff. So that's another way, of course, to earn some money for the club. And for me, to be honest, it's a good deal to bring more eyes onto Barcelona as well, and hopefully more fans, which of course means more money. So it's all about the money game as well. But you could say the easiest way for Barcelona to make money this instant, like right now, of course, is sales, of course, of players. There is a big rumor coming out from Gerard Pique, and he's saying that Barcelona have already informed La Liga that in the coming summer, they expect a big sale for a player for around 50 to 55 million euros. So of course, in FFP right now, we're down by 30. This sale will bring us back to the 1-run rule. So Laporta has told Javier Tebas this summer we're going to sell a player for around 55 million euros. That brings us back to the 1-1 rule. Are we cool? Do the numbers. Laporta, and then Javier Tebas says, yep, you're good with that. The rumors about the player is all over the place. People are saying Ferran Torres. Some people are even saying Frenkie de Jong. I mean, it could be literally anyone. I'm not buying it. I think the club, I cannot see a player who you could sell. There are reports about Rafinha. Apparently the club are not happy with his performances. I mean, blood. We've been only 20 games through the season. We're not even halfway through the season. We're already considering selling Rafinha, who we busted our asses off to sign last summer. Makes no sense. I mean, a lot of players you could say can go for this money. I have no idea who it is. I think it'll depend on how the end of the season goes. If Rafinha flops, if Ferran Torres flops, Franck Kessié, I don't know, Christensen maybe. I don't know, but we'll see. Apparently the club do have plans to sell one of the current players for around 50 to 55 million euros. The question really is, who is it? Now the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys an update on the red card ban for Robert Lewandowski. As we all know, a few weeks ago, the official ban came out. It was a 3-match ban. The club appealed it. It got rejected, and the club took it to a bigger court, some court of sport or whatever, TAD. We're waiting for that response, and we just got it, a few days ago. Has been rejected again. Sky's blue, grass is green again. Did not expect this to be overturned whatsoever. And Mundo Deportivo came out saying the Administration Court of Sport has also rejected Barcelona's appeal against Lewandowski's 3-match ban. He will miss the league games against Espanyol, Atletico Madrid, and Getafe. But Lewandowski can play in the Super Cup, which of course is good news. He can play in the semi-final against Betis and hopefully in the final when we do make it. But no Espanyol, no Atletico Madrid, and no Getafe for Lewandowski. The 3-match ban stands. Makes no sense to me. Of course, what he did was not a 3-match ban. It was maybe a 1-match at best. I think the first yellow was harsh. Second yellow was probably a yellow to be fair, but he got it for going like this to Xavi, and the ref thought at him and all this crap. I think Lewandowski came out doing an interview as well with Mundo Deportivo saying that, the gesture was at Xavi. I'm not going to say what it was, but it is what it is. Definitely not a 3-match ban, but we've been shafted. What else is new? Lewandowski is banned and will not be playing for Barcelona in the first 3 league matches back from the World Cup. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to first, of course, is on the return of Leo Messi. Probably won't happen this summer, but do you see Messi returning to Barcelona before he ends up retiring, and will he get the farewell that he deserves? Secondly, on the midfield, if we can't sign Zubimendi, who would be your ideal replacement for him in the pivot? Is it Gundogan, Kante, Ruben, Neves, maybe even someone else? Thirdly, thoughts on Barcelona signing Moukoko. You think there's a real chance that we can make that signing happen or not? And finally, thoughts on Jordi Alba walking out as a captain for Barcelona next summer. And of course, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.